I want to share with you a marketing lesson from a particularly offensive piece of music for a lot of people. Now, before you go like running off or hitting stop going away, I want to say I'm not going to share the parts of the song that I think that you would find offensive. So there's this band named Tool, and you've probably heard of them because they are gigantic and they have a rabid fan base, and I count myself among their fans. And one of the things that I love about it is how well they capture, specifically the lead singer Maynard, captures the like emotions of human experience and like the vivid details of our lived like conflict in life. So anyways, they have the song. I can't even tell you the name of it because a lot of people might find it offensive. But there's a song about a fan that calls them sellouts. And one of the lines in this song, where he's countering the fan is he says, "All you know about me is what I've sold you. All you know about me is what I've sold you." And what he's saying is that simply this act of getting up on stage and singing a song and performing, even if it feels like the music is like rebellious and it feels like it's counterculture and it feels like it is very independent, it is still fundamentally him packaging a character and putting a character up on stage. All you know about me is what I've sold you. And so he's saying like, yeah, you can call me a sellout, and he actually says, I sold my soul to make a record. And what he's saying is like, yes, this act of commercially capturing art and putting it out there, standing up on stage and selling my art is like, okay, call it selling out. But then he says, I'm the man and you're the man and he's the man as well. And he's saying that we are all essentially the people that we are accused of selling out to. And this like stuck with me actually decades ago. This stuck with me decades ago as just such a powerful perspective on this, and how in life we are all always creating a character for the world to see. And we can do that unconsciously, and we can like point at other people and say, oh, you're a sellout, whatever. Meanwhile, we're like wearing fashionable clothes and we're doing like, I wear basically brandless clothing on purpose. And that's my own form of selling out. Right. But as we like dress up in things to make people think certain ways of us, as we present ourselves in certain ways to make people think certain things of us, as we say certain things about ourselves to make people think certain things of us, like we are doing the exact same thing. We are putting a character out into the world. And it's very rare to find a human being anywhere who is not putting a character out into the world. I don't know if I've ever met one. They'd probably be enlightened, but even then, I feel like people like the Dalai Lama dresses a certain way for a certain reason, puts himself out in the world in a certain way. Even like Mother Theresa and Ghandi, like they presented themselves in a certain way, and it was a character, and that character helped them create the results that they wanted. And, Tool, this particular song, they really get at that, and don't mince words about it. And I think that it's fascinating because you can either do this in an unconscious way, where you're not really paying attention to the character that you're putting out in the world, that you're putting in front of people, or you can do it in a very conscious way, where you are intentional about this. And hopefully it will be in like great alignment with who you actually are, like a Venn diagram with those two circles, right? Hopefully the circles are going to be overlapping, that the person who you are inside is very closely, let's do it like this, is very closely related to this character that you create out in the marketplace. The people who are not trustworthy are the people who have like circles that barely touch, right? But the people who are trustworthy are the people who are intentionally creating a character that is an amplification of who they are for the purpose of whatever outcome they want to achieve in the world. And so, if you're a musician, maybe you put yourself out there as this character that is a rebel, that behaves in a certain way. If you are a marketer, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you put yourself out there as a character that behaves in a certain way that matches that. If you're, a direct response copywriter, you have that thing. If you're whatever you are, like if you're a coach, if you're whatever. And the idea is if you can create a character that will resonate with your audience in such a way that they will be drawn in to you, to what you do, to how you're doing it, and they'll connect with you and they'll want to be a part of whatever you are a part of. Like, you can achieve so much more in the world. And the more intentionally you can do that, the more powerful like you are as a persuader, as a leader, as whatever you want to be. And, while I'm mentioning character, I will say that character is actually one of the 3 pillars of highly effective story selling that I teach in my story selling masterclass. One being story, one being selling or persuasion, and one being character. And they all work together. Like, if you want to learn how to sell better with stories, you actually will benefit more by not just understanding how to tell a story like you're a fiction writer, right? And not just understanding how to sell like you're a salesperson just selling benefits, but also understanding what character am I creating through these stories that I tell? What character am I putting out into the marketplace? And how does that serve this greater purpose of not just selling the products, but also helping the prospect achieve what they want to achieve, get the outcome that they want? And how can like that character be an inspiration for the prospect? And like, that's a lot of what I teach in my story selling masterclass. If you do really want to be intentional about your character that you're putting out into the world, into the marketplace, it is worth figuring out how the stories you tell and the stories you use to sell support that as well. So check out the link in the description to the story selling masterclass. It's part of the BTMS Insiders training library, which you get access to all of it with an all access pass. My name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I'd love if you leave a comment below and let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable did you find this lesson in like choosing to be a character? And why? What's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest action item? How are you going to use this going forward? Also, click that like button before you go so you get more content like this delivered to you, and so the magical algorithms of the internet know to share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with folks directly, and subscribe before you go. You can subscribe at the links in the description, both here and at breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com, where you'll get my daily emails Monday through Friday, including these videos, plus exclusive content for email subscribers. Again, my name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I always aim for that 10 out of 10 value. I hope I've delivered it here, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video issue. See you soon. Bye.